Hello everyone, once again.
Hello.
Today we have joined together for Dhamma reading and Dhamma discussion. As part of this Wednesday's Dhamma discussion, Dhamma reading, have chosen a topic from Majjhima Nikaya 66. And before starting, I would like to pay respects to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. You can also join me along with by reciting Namo Tassa. Namo
Tassa
tassa bhagavato
arahato
Arahama
samma sambuddhassa namo tassa
tassa bhagavato
bhagavato
arahato
samma
Samma
sambuddhassa
Sambuddhassa
namo
Namo
tassa
tassa bhagavato
bhagavato
arahato Samma
samma sambuddhassa.
Sambuddhassa. Now I will be sharing the screen, and what I have did was there were some of the uh, transcripts of Bhante Ramsey's reading and explanation, and I request Nanda Madam to read if possible.
Okay.
Yes.
Majjhima Nikaya 66, the simile of the quail. Laṭukikopama Sutta. Dhamma talk by Bhante Vimalaramsi, 20th August 2007. Dhammasukha Meditation Center Retreat. Thus have I heard, on one occasion, the Blessed One was living in the country of the Anguttarapans, where there was a town of there named Apana. Then, when it was morning, the Blessed One dressed, and taking his bowl and outer robe, went into Apana for alms. When he had wandered for alms in Apana, and had returned from his alms round, after his meal, he went to a certain grove for the day's abiding. Having entered the grove, he sat down at the root of a tree for the day's abiding. When it was morning, the Venerable Udāyī, dressed and taking his bowl and outer robe, he too went into Apana for alms. When he had wandered for alms in Apana, and had returned from his alms round, after his meal, he went to that same grove for the day's abiding. Having entered the grove, he sat down at the root of a tree for the day's abiding. Then, while the Venerable Udāyī was alone in meditation, the following thought arose in his mind. How many painful states has the Blessed One rid us of? How many pleasant states has the Blessed One brought us? How many unwholesome states has the Blessed One rid us of? How many wholesome states has the Blessed One brought us? Then, when it was evening, the Venerable Udāyī rose from meditation, went to the Blessed One, and after paying homage to him, he sat down at one side and told him, Here, Venerable Sir, while I was alone in meditation, the following thought arose in my mind. How many painful states has the Blessed One rid us of? How many wholesome states has the Blessed One brought us? Venerable Sir, formerly we used to eat in the evening, in the morning, and during the day outside the proper time. Then there was an occasion when the Blessed One addressed the monks thus: Monks, please abandon that daytime meal which is outside the proper time. Bhante Vimalaramse, that means abandon after eating at high noon.
I would like to just take a pause at this juncture. This is the sutta where Bhante Vimalaramse has taught in a retreat. This is a transcript available in Dhammasukha website. There is a link. I will share to the group also, so that you may directly take the which sutta, whichever sutta you like. You can directly go to that link and you can see the transcripts or the videos directly available against the suttas. This is one of the sutta of the simile of a quail. Here, it was this the sutta where it was happened when Blessed One was living at Angutarapans, near a town called Apana. When it was a morning, then Blessed One went for alms at Apana. After completing after having alms round, Blessed One went near for a day's abiding and sat at the root of the tree. In the similar way, there was a Venerable Udāyī. He also he has went in alms round at Apana and returned for days abiding at the root of the tree. Then when Venerable Udāyī was in meditation, he got a thought. He has a thought that he was thinking there are many painful states where Blessed One made rid of us. And there are many pleasant states Blessed One brought us. And similar way, there are many unwholesome states Blessed One made rid of us. Many wholesome states the Blessed One rid of us. And from this context, just I would like to tell that the practice, the twin which we practice, makes us wholesome, in the sense whenever we apply 6 hours, whenever we get distraction, we apply 6 hours. The moment we apply 6 hours, what we are doing is we are making our unwholesome states of mind to wholesome states of mind. That means we are moving away from the painful states. Because of the technique which we have learned, we are basically improving our wholesome states of mind and getting rid of unwholesome states. Similar way, we are moving towards a pleasant states, like a peaceful state is a pleasant state, and we are moving away from the painful states. And then it was in evening, Venerable Udāyī went to the Blessed One and told about the thought which has arose. Here, Bhante Vimalaramse, like there are, again, in further I will tell you. Basically, there are two Buddhism practices which is more prevalent. One is Mahayana tradition and one is Theravada tradition. In Theravada tradition, what 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 they follow is like they abandoning eating solid foods after the noonday meal. Whereas in Mahayana tradition, they eat even after the noonday meal. And in the evening also they eat. Once, like I was listening to a Dhamma talk of Bhante Vamsi was giving one example. Bhante was saying that there was a monk who was following the Mahayana tradition. Then later, he came towards Theravada tradition. In Theravada tradition, as I told just before, that we need to follow the precepts, like precepts of abandoning eating after noonday meal. When he has started meditation, he used to sit for 3 hours without moving. Bhante told in that sutta. Then when he has broken the precept of eating the meal, like abandoning the eating the meal, he has broken the precept. He could not able to sit not more than 30 minutes because he has broken the precept and his mind has tend for restlessness. He got restlessness. Therefore, Bhante says that we need to follow the precepts. Even today, let us say I break the precept, then definitely my meditation will not be a good meditation. There will be a more restlessness in our mind, and we need to face the consequences of not breaking the precept. Therefore, we need to follow the 5 precepts. Like again, I would like to repeat the 5 precepts. First one is to abandoning the killing, to abstain from killing or harming living beings on purpose, to abstain from taking what is not given, to abstain from wrong sexual activity, to abstain from telling lies, harsh speech, gossip, slander, to abstain from taking drugs and alcohol. And last precept, to be loving and kind to self and all beings. Archana madam, do you want to read?
She has come till.
Could you able to see the screen?
Yeah. I'm able to.
Yes.
What does mean by amen? I didn't get amen.
Basically, this is Majjhima Nikaya's Majjhima Nikaya.
So I'll say only amen.
Explanation. Yes.
Okay. Venerable Sir, I was upset and sad, thinking faithful householders give us good food of various kinds during the outside of proper time. Yet the Blessed One tells us to abandon it. The Sublime One tells us to relinquish it. Out of our love and respect for Blessed One, and out of shame and fear of wrongdoing, we abandoned that daytime meal, which was outside the proper time. Bhanteji, the reason that happened was when the Buddha first started teaching, you could go anywhere at any time, and there was a monk that was coming home when it was very dark from an evening meal, and he fell into a cistern, and the Buddha said, well, that is dangerous, let's stop eating these other meals. So he started cutting down on the number of meals that you have supposed to eat and only eat at the proper time. Majjhima Nikaya. Then we are only in the evening and in the morning. Then there was an occasion when the Blessed One addressed the monks thus, monks, please abandon that night meal which is outside the proper time. Venerable Sir, I was upset and sad thinking the Blessed One tells us to abandon the more some sumptuous. No, I didn't get that. Of our
Yes.
two meals, uh, the sublime one tells us to relinquish it. Once, Venerable Sir, a certain man had obtained some soup during the day, and he said, "Put that aside, and we eat it together in the evening. All dishes are prepared at night, few by day, out of our love and respect for the Blessed One, and out of shame and fear of wrongdoing, we abandoned that right meal, which was outside the proper time. It has happened, Venerable Sir, that monks wandering for alms in the thick darkness at the night have walked into a cesspit, fallen into a sewer, walked into a bush, and walked into a sleeping cow. Bhantaji, wouldn't that be a shock? Laughs.
Yes.
Majjhima. They have met.
Just I would like to pause here, madam, just for explaining this thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Here, like what happened was, the monks are not supposed to eat after the noonday meal, and there is a further discussion is going on regarding this. In this, Venerable Udāyī was asking Blessed One. He was saying that he was saying to Blessed One that there are some householders who gives the food outside the proper time. They are faithful householders. That too, faithful householders are giving the food outside the proper time. But still, Blessed One says to abandon it, to relinquish it. Since the Blessed One is saying, and because of we need to follow the truth, we need to follow the rules and regulations, like following the precepts, the basic rules and regulations. In similar way, the out of respect they are following, they are abandoning the meal. What happened was, like Bantam Ramsey was explaining here, they earlier, like before setting the rules, monks were allowed to go anywhere at any time. Because of this, what was happening was, like some monks were coming in the very dark in the night, and they are falling, and there's a danger in coming in the late, and because of this, like some persons may fall on some openings and something. Because of this dangerous thing, then Buddha has cut down the other meals which is to be eaten in the evening. And this is furthermore discussion that the one time what happened was, like there was a discussion, like when monks were allowed to monks were going to alms round, they thought that they got the soup in the morning. What the monks thought was they will be eating the food in the evening together. But out of respect and wrongdoing, it is outside the proper time. When it was dark, they were fallen, like they are fallen in thorn bushes, and they walked on to the sleeping cow. It is dangerous at those times where the electricity, I think, was also not there in those times. And now I think we can continue. Gopinath sir, do you want to read? Otherwise, I will read and then we will
So
again
shall I
continue.
continue? Shall I continue?
Yes, you can continue. Oh, from here. They they have met hoodlums who had already committed a crime and those planning one, and they have been sexually enticed by women. Once, Venerable Sir, I went wandering for alms in the thick darkness of the night. A woman washing a pot saw me by a flash of lighting and screamed out in terror, "Mercy me! A devil has come for me." I told her, "Sister, I am no devil. I am a monk waiting for alms." Then it's a monk whose mass died and whose past died. Better, monk, that you get your belly cut open with a sharp butcher's knife than this prowling for alms for your belly's sake in the thick darkness of the night. Venerable Sir, when I recollected that, I thought, how many painful states has the Blessed One rid us of? How many pleasant states has the Blessed One brought us? How many unwholesome states has the Blessed One rid us of? How many wholesome states has the Blessed One brought us? So too, Udāyī, there are certain misguided men here. When told by me, abandon this, say, what such a mean trifle, such a little thing as this. This recluse is much too exacting, and they do not abandon that, and they show discourtesy towards me, as well as towards those monks desirous of training. For them, that thing becomes a strong, stout, tough, unrotting tether and a thick yoke. Suppose, Udāyī, a quail were tethered by a rotting creeper and would thereby expect injury, captivity, or death. Now suppose someone said, the rotting creeper by which that quail is tethered and thereby expects injury, captivity, or death is for her a feeble, weak, rotting, poreless tether. Could he be speaking rightly? No, Venerable Sir. For that quail, the rotting creeper by which she is tethered and thereby expects injuring, captivity, or death is a strong, stout, tough, unrotting tether and a thick yoke. Here I would like to pause and explain about the things which the sutta is saying about. And this is all the discussion of wandering the monks at the late at night for alms food. And there was one incident where when one monk was wandering and returning, seems returning, wandering for alms, then suddenly, I think in olden days, the people used to wash the utensils or the pots outside. And when one woman was washing the pot, she saw suddenly a monk. Then she screamed out like someone who sees suddenly. She screamed out, "Oh, as devil has come!" She screamed. And then monk has told, "I am not a devil. I am a monk waiting for alms." Then the the then the Buddha says, blessed one says here, it is better not to go in this thick darkness area. Than he has given a simile that it is better to cut our cut our belly with a sharp knife than going into a arms round in the night. And even I would like to emphasize here that there are some other suttas where which says that
Hello, Vanan. Hello.
yes, ma'am.
Are you at the papa? Oh, man.
Nanda madam, do you want to say something?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
Sorry,
you can say.
Vanan. Thank you very much. Lovely. Thank you very much.
Not able to hear.
No problem. God bless you. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.
And like like it was the situation where suddenly they screamed out. Then the woman who saw suddenly is told that there's a devil and waiting for alms. Just I was telling about this thing that there is another sutta where it explains about what is the effect when we wander in the late night. Like even today, if someone wanders at the late night, definitely one thought may arouse to a person's or residents whom they see, who they see. They may think that wandering at night is a cause of there are different distracting thoughts which comes to them that they may be thief. The person who was roaming in the night may be the thief, and they are going at the wrong time. And there are many other things which was covered in the other sutta. Therefore, we need to avoid wandering at late night unnecessarily. If it is necessary, then definitely we need to go. But unnecessary wandering late at night will definitely is not good. Even Buddha said this. And now here again the Venerable Sir, then again the Venerable Udāyī said that about the painful states and pleasant states, which we already have discussed. And what Buddha was saying that there are some persons who misguides, or they Buddha says that not to have a food at late at night. Like Buddha tells about the rules and regulation, but some misguided men they they tell Buddha in the way that a very small thing Buddha is making it as a rule, and they show discourtesy for the Buddha, and also the for the people who are desirous of training. And here the exact simile starts here, the simile of the quail. What I understand is the quail is a very bird. When let us say when a bird is tied with a creeper, like a creeper, you may see the creeper plants in houses or in the wall, you see some creepers. let us say someone holds the quail, a bird, with a creeper, and they expect injury, or captivity or death. And Buddha asked it whether if a bird is tethered, tethered means here basically tying of a bird with a loose creeper like a plant tether, and it is not possible for a quail to die because of this tethering. Buddha asked it whether it is true or not. Then, reply comes from Venerable Udāyī, no sir, that quail tethered by creeper will not cause any captivity or injury or death because it is very, very weak. And then similarly, next, Sindhu, do you want to read, or I think Nanda madam, you can read from here.
So too, Udāyī, there are certain clansmen here who, when told by me, abandon this, say, what such a mere trifle, such a little thing to be abandoned as this, the Blessed One tells us to abandon, the Sublime One tells us to relinquish. Yet they abandon that and do not show discourtesy towards me or towards those monks desirous of training. Having abandoned it, they live at ease, unruffled, subsisting on others' gifts, with mind as aloof as a wild deer's. For them, that thing becomes a feeble, weak, rotting, callous tether. Suppose, Udāyī, a royal tusker elephant with tusks as long as chariot poles, full grown in stature, high bred and accustomed to battle, were tethered by stout leather thongs, but by simply twisting his body a little, he could break and burst the thongs and then go where he likes. Now, suppose someone said, the stout leather thongs by which his royal tusker elephant is tethered offer him a strong, stout, tough, unrotting tether and a thick yoke. Would he be speaking rightly? No, Venerable Sir. The stout leather thongs by which that royal tusker elephant is tethered, which by simply twisting his body a little, he could break and burst and then go where he likes. As for him, a feeble, weak, rotting, callous tether. So too, Udāyī, there are certain clansmen here who, when told by me, abandon this, abandon that, and do not show discourtesy towards me or towards those monks desirous of training. Having abandoned it, they live at ease, unruffled, subsisting on others' gifts, the mind as aloof as a wild deer's. Bhante Ramsi, how aloof is a wild deer's mind? Loves, just something to ponder. Majjhima Nikaya, for them that thing becomes a feeble, weak, rotting, callous tether. Suppose, Udāyī, there
Yes,
were
I would like to just pause here this simile for explaining. Here, the Blessed One is explaining that in general for laymen, for us, like we have precepts to be followed. We need to follow and maintain the precepts. Here, Blessed One is explaining the simile like Blessed One tells to abandon this, but some persons really abandons it and do not show any discourtesy towards him or the monks. Such a person who maintains this, who abandons the thing which the Blessed One tells abandons. Here, Blessed One is saying that they live at ease. Ease means comfort, unruffled. And here, subsisting on others' gift means, in the sense, the monk gets the food from the lay people. Here, basically, what I understand here is our state of mind when we keep the precept will be at ease. That is the takeaway from this thing.
Just to make I didn't understand.
Yes.
With mind as aloof as a wild deers means, how are the wild deers? Are they aloof?
Nanda madam, do you want to say about this wild deers?
Well, I just have to uh, guess. I think what the Lord Gautama Buddha is saying is the mind is very relaxed, as Mr. Sachin said. When you keep the precepts, you become very relaxed. The mind and body relaxed because you don't have to worry about anything. With mind as aloof as a wild deer's. I think it's a figurative way of saying
Yeah, got it.
Yes, I
calm
too.
the mind and relax the body.
Yes, yes. I too was thinking a similar way that wild deer has free of mind, like she can go anywhere, anywhere, and relaxed mind, you can say.
Yeah, got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Because normal deer has a tendency that she may be eaten by the
That's what I was thinking.
yes. And next example that of a royal tusker elephant. The elephant's strength. There's a huge strength in the elephant. Like if we hold the elephant with a normal leather, then definitely by just moving here and there, the definitely elephant will break that leather. And if someone says that if the elephant tied by leather is very strong, will we agree? No, will not agree, because when elephant turns here and there, it gets the leather will gets broken. And in similar way here, Buddha is telling about the persons who, like, Buddha says to maintain the precepts, like here abandoning something, and someone do not show any discourtesy towards him. Because of this abandoning, one will be living at ease, unruffled, with a mind as wild deers. Yes, Archana madam, you can read. Archana madam, can you read? Can you read, madam?
Sorry. I was
No
I was
problem.
yeah. Have I to read 11 number?
Yes, 11.
Yeah. Suppose Udāyī, they were a poor, penniless, uh, destitute man, and he had one dilapidated. My reading is very bad. Hovel open to the crows, not the best kind, and one dilapidated, weaker bedstead, not the best kind, and some grain and pumpkin seeds in a pot, not the best kind, and one hag of a wife, not the best kind. Bhante Vimal Ramsey, cut it out. I'm being a sexist. Majavanikai. He might see a monk in a monastery park sitting in the shade of a tree, his hands and feet well washed after he had eaten a delicious meal, devoting himself to the higher mind. He might think how pleasant the recluse's state is, how healthy the recluse's state is. If only I could shave off my hair and beard, put on the yellow robe, and go forth from the home life into homelessness. But being unable to abandon his one dilapidated hovel open to the crows, not the best kind, and his one what does it mean by dilapidated?
I think
Dilapidated. Huh?
I think it is the one which he has some item is
Okay.
old his memories. I think we can
Okay.
tell is about this.
Okay. 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 Please back on the
Yes.
screen. His one dilapidated hovel open to the crows, not the best kind, and his one dilapidated weaker bedstead, not the best kind, and his grain and pumpkin seeds in a pot, not the best kind, and his uh, hag of a wife, not the best kind. He is unable to shave off his hair and beard, but put on the yellow robe and go forth from the home life into homelessness. Now, suppose someone said, the tether by which, please go.
Yes. The tethers by which that man is tethered.
Now, I'll read.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. कहाँ गया वो?
Here, the tethers.
Yeah. And tethers, which that man is tethered so that he cannot abandon his one dilapidated hovel and his hag of a wife, not the best kind, and show off his hair and beard, put on the yellow robe, and go forth from the home life into homelessness. For him, those are a feeble, weak, rotting, coreless tether. Would be the speaking rightly? No, Venerable Sir. The tethers by which that man is tethered so that he cannot abandon his one dilapidated hovel and has a hag of a wife, not the best kind, and shave off the hair and beard, put on the yellow robe, and go forth from the home life into homelessness. For him, those are a strong, stout, tough, un, unrotting tether and a thick yoke. So too, Udāyī, there are certain misguided men here who went told me by abandon this, do not abandon that, and they show discourtesy towards me as well as towards those monks desirous of training. For them, that thing becomes a strong, stout, tough, unrotting tether and a thick yoke.
Yes.
Suppose Udāyī.
Pause, madam, here
Okay.
for explaining the things which it has come. Here, Buddha was explaining about one of the instance of to Udāyī. Let us say in nowadays also you can see some of the poor people with very old plate and old pot with them, and maybe his wife also very old, means in the sense very poor. This is one of the instance. Let us say there was a then he might see a monk, the person, the poor person, penniless person, would see a monk who is resting at peace with a higher mind. He might think, the poor person may think in it, he may get a thought that I am seeing a person who is sitting in a very comfortable, peaceful state. What he thinks that, like, he may shave off his head and put on the yellow robe and go from the home life into homelessness. But he doesn't abandon the old things which he has, like old plate with him, old pot with him. He does not abandon it. Here, what happens is he is tethered. Tethered means he has an attachment of these old things. Even though he goes into a homeless life, into homelessness, but he has an attachment to the old things which he had. Now, can anyone say that because of this thing, because of his having an attachment, can anyone say that he will be free? His attachments will be weak. Then Buddha is asking, would he be speaking rightly? No, Venerable Sir, because he has an attachment towards his old things of having a plate like this dilapidated oval. I am thinking it as a plate or an old part or old things which he has. Even though he has gone from homeless life to homelessness by shaving his head and putting an yellow robe, but since he is having an attachment towards it, his attachments are very strong because he is not leaving this attachment. In similar way, Buddha is saying, Buddha says to abandon something, like for us, Buddha told to abandon the precepts, but someone does not abandon it and show discourtesy towards them. That means they have a strong attachment to it. This is what I think. Nanda madam, do you want to say something about it?
Well, I agree with you there. I think what Supreme Gautama Buddha is saying is, when one is poor, you still can be attached to the tiny things that we have. And so because of that, a poor man may not decide to renounce everything and become a monk. And a wealthy person could think in a different way. I think it's the higher mind he was talking about, and be detached about everything that he has and able to renounce everything and become a monk. That's few thoughts. Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes, madam. I would like to stop the sharing here so that we will have a discussion regarding the Dhamma for some time. Archana madam, do you want to share about today's any discussion which we had for last 50 minutes?
Actually, I didn't understand many of the things. Only I understood is there were some rules for monks, and Blessed One was clarifying them, and day-to-day, for their day-to-day rules and regulations. That's what I have understood. I didn't understand that.
Yes. What actually the discussion was going was like Buddha was talking about talking to Udāyī. Udāyī got one thought in while he was meditating. He got thought that Buddha has made us rid of painful feeling, painful things, and in many painful things, Buddha has made rid of us, removed us by his teaching, and he has made many pleasant things which has made his through teaching. This is one of the Udāyī got one thing, and there was a discussion regarding the monks for following the abandoning the uh, eating solid foods after the noonday meal. Here there was a discussion of following the precepts, like what happens if we do not follow the precepts. Buddha was saying that at those times when monks, when this rule of not eating solid food after the noonday meal was not there, then there were incidents where the monks were wandering for alms at the night, and they were having a physical suffering of like felling on thorn bushes and many instances. And there was one instance where the one lady woman who was washing the pots got screamed like, oh,
Got scared. Yeah,
screamed out for these things.
yeah, yeah. She was scared.
She was
And then,
scared by seeing the monk. Then Buddha has brought out the rule of abandoning the solid food after the noonday. And basically,
um,
the here what I think was like we may take the importance of following the precepts here.
yeah.
Archana madam, are you are saying something?
Nahin, how to relate those things with our day-to-day life? Because at those times, yes, monks had difficult to arms the food in the night. Yes, that I got it. But how to relate these precepts in our day-to-day life? That I was thinking.
Yes.
And what I was just a minute, sorry.
No, no problem.
And what I got is that while whatever the precepts we are supposed to follow, so like bushes or that like that lady, so we have many challenges on the way, but still, I think we should be uh, we should believe in whatever the precepts we are following. We should be very strong. If we are weak, uh, there I was confused. So please carry on.
Yes, what you told was right in the sense at those times it was the situation, and even that too holds today for the monks. The rule which the talk was given was to the monks for avoiding the solid food for noonday meal. Like Bantam Ramsey, when he was delivering this Dhamma talk, what he said was to following the precepts. Like we as a lay people have to follow the precepts of five precepts, and sixth one the Bantam Ramsey has given. We need to follow the precepts. Bantam Ramsey was making an emphasis of importance of the precepts. Like there was one instance where one monk of Mahayana tradition, even after getting into the Theravada tradition, he was not following the precepts. Because of not following the precepts of eating the meal, and he was eating the meal at the noonday after the noonday meal, then his meditation was progress was immediately affected because of not following the precepts. Even today, uh, even today for us, if someone breaks the precept and continue to practice the meditation, then definitely your progress in meditation will not be very fruitful. What we need to do in that case is we need to forgive ourselves and You no need to again retake the precepts and start the practicing meditation. What do you say,
Good.
Nanda madam?
No,
What do you say, Archana madam?
no, I got it.
Yeah, I quite agree with you, sir. About food, what I have come to realize is if I eat less food, then I feel very much better in myself. I'm able to meditate deeply and able to get on with my day-to-day work as well. And Gautama Buddha's middle path is very important to me as far as the foods are concerned. As lay people, I have most certainly cut down a lot. When I started TWIM, what I've realized is I don't really need a lot of food to eat because I'm just happy just by meditating emotions. I think before I started 6 hours, practicing 6 hours, maybe something to do with emotions that made me eat too much. But since starting 6 hours, myself is very surprised. I don't think about food that much, and I do eat very little now, and it's healthy and I feel really good. And also, as you said, the keeping precepts, we only have as lay people 5 precepts. And when you put your mind to it, it is so easy for us to keep the 5 precepts. And when you meditate, you just have a awareness how keeping the precepts helping me with my own meditation. And I heard Bhante Vimalaramsi saying, keep the precepts, do not break them, and keeping the precepts, it's not negotiable. And he did say, as householders, you only have to keep 5 precepts. It made a very strong impression on me, and I agree wholeheartedly. Keeping the precepts, really, it is easy when you put your mind to it. And when you meditate, you get the benefit, definitely. And also, as you said, Sachin, that Bhante Vimalaramsi very kindly included the 6th precept, to love ourselves and be kind to ourselves and radiate loving kindness to all living sentient beings. That has an enormous, profound transformation, definitely in me and everybody that I interact with. As you say, I can't emphasize how important it is to practice 6 hours. 6 hours simply, naturally, automatically transform everything. I can't tell you how important to me to practice 6 hours is, and how grateful I am for Bhante Vimalaramsi for introducing 6 hours. In the sutta, it said that monks, even though they are unhappy keeping certain precepts or following precepts, out of love and respect for the Blessed One, they kept the precepts and they received enormous benefits. And when I practice Siksha, I think the word that come to my mind is Shraddha, faith and trust in the teachings of the Supreme Gautama Buddha. It is definitely profoundly transformation. And also the sutta says about attachment. I mean, we get attached to food, clothing, and when you start practicing 6 hours, the attachments become weaker and weaker and weaker. 6 hours is profoundly transformative, and renunciation is becoming easier and easier. Day-to-day life, when we practice 6 hours, to me, even without me realizing it, everything changes. 6 hours is very, very powerful. And if we have any doubts, the only thing we can do is to ask our own intuition, and our intuition will guide us. We learn to forgive ourselves, forgive others as well. And it is a beautiful, wonderful journey. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for excellent sharing of your thoughts, which will definitely help us and the viewers, it will be seen. Really, it will be helpful for everyone. Thanking you for sharing your insight, which will be highly helpful for many viewers, many students.
Yeah, I personally, it's very helpful.
Archana madam, do you want to share something?
No, I have learned a lot with her experience. I even wrote down some notes, and slowly I'm understanding where I'm going wrong, because these are very uh, uh, nice things where I'm going wrong, my determination, or I'm reading so many things, I'm listening so many things, and so making myself very confused. But slowly I'll walk on the path. It's really helpful, very helpful. Thank you, thank you. In fact, I'm thankful to you, Sachin, because very simply you are making it clear. And a person like me who is very attached to the samsara. It's very nice.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for sharing. Sindhu, do you want to share something?
Yes, I have a quick comment on this sutta. I think it is mostly talking about the views or the attachment towards the rules and regulations, and even the finest attachments towards having food or not having food, or keeping the precepts, not keeping the precepts. Anything that the views that we hold on to will cause a hindrance in our practice. The attachments that we have to let go. I think that's what it's mainly indicating towards. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Sindhu. Gopinath, do you want to share something? Otherwise, we will share the merit. We will share the merit.
Hello?
Yes. Is Gopinath, do you want to share something?
Hello?
Yes, Gopinath, do you want to share something?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, Gopinath.
Okay. Because I'm not used to talking with this. Sometimes it get confused.
No problem. You can talk freely. We are a small group. You can talk freely. There's no worries.
Okay, it's going on, walking the path beautifully. And
Good.
regarding food, long before this meditation only, I stopped food dinner.
Okay. Just I want to add that even Nanda Pirara Madam, Archana Madam also, that there are some things like honey one can have, like even Bhante Vansi talks that if one gets hungry in the late at night, one can have some honey so that they may get energy for the body. Gopinath sir, you are from which place, sir?
Kerala. I am from Kerala, Kannur. So I have done meditation with the Sindhu's mother in Andhra.
Okay. Yes.
Sindhu's mother, I have done meditation. That one retreat in Andhra Pradesh, Nagarjuna Sagar.
Yes, Nagarjuna Sagar. Yes, there is a Buddha Vanam. Yes.
Yeah, Buddha Vanam. Yes.
Great, sir. Great.
And meditating well, no problem. 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours every day.
Great. Excellent, sir. Excellent, sir. Great.
And most of the time I stay with one meal only, sometimes 2 meals.
Very
But
good.
I am able to stay with one meal easily, no problem, without any problem.
Great. Great, sir. It is inspiring to us also.
And the craving of the food stops when you started doing 6 hours. So I enjoy other people taking food before me, but I don't eat.
Okay.
I like even I sit in the dining table also, I never take, but I see other people taking food, but it didn't tempt me.
Okay.
So everything happened because of the 6 hours. Before that, I did Vipassana meditation. From there, I learned not to take dinner. So that time, I stopped dinner. Now, so many times I stay with one meal. I find it without any problem.
Good, sir. I think in Malayalam there are YouTube videos also, no, sir? Who you have done, sir, or anyone on this?
No, that is one Kiratan. One person is there, Kiratan. He has done that YouTube video.
Great. Where he stays, sir? Kiratan?
Kiratan stays in Palakkad.
Okay, you know him, sir?
Yeah, I know him very well because he introduced me to Vimala Ramsey.
Great.
I never know Vimala Ramsey, but he only told you try this method. From Vipassana, I know him. So he introduced me to this tune meditation. After that, I started following tune.
Great.
And tune is a wonderful path, no doubt.
Yes. Great, sir. Now we will share the merits, sir.
Okay. Okay, carry on.
Thank you
so
for
much.
sharing your views so that we will also get in touch with you. We'll
Okay,
also
sure.
contact.
Sindhu's mother knows me.
Sindhu's mother.
Yeah,
Presently.
he knows me. I taught her yoga and everything from in Buddhavanam.
Yes, mother-in-law told. My mother-in-law told that we learned some yoga also. I have seen
Yeah,
the photo.
I only taught them.
Yes, yes, I have seen the photo, sir. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. My mom talked about you, and
Yeah.
even now she just went for another retreat at Pune, and
Uh-huh.
she'll be back this Saturday, I guess.
Okay. Tell her my regards.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
Excellent, sir. Excellent.
Okay, then you can share the merit.
Yes, yes. We will all read the merit, share the merit
Okay.
all together, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear fearlessly. May living shed all grief, may all be find relief.
May all
Beings share this merit that we have thus applied for the acquisition all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and air, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May the Lord protect Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu. I thank everyone for joining this and I wish all happiness to all. Thanking you for joining.
Thank you the same. Thank you the same.
Thank you all.
Yes.
Wish you all happiness.
Thank you, Nanda Madam. Thank you, Archana Madam. Thank you, Gopinath Sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Sim.
Thank you. Thank you.